All right, so I'm out here in Decatur. You can see I'm over here. But listen, I gotta do 60 rides in the next 72 hours. Now this started yesterday, but it was super slow last night. I didn't do regular Lyft, I was just doing premium tiers. I only did 4 rides. Right now I've done 2, and I got regular Lyft on and it's still struggling. But I've got to do 45 rides to get $97.50. Then I do 15 more and I get $52.50. Now, that's $3 per ride surge basically added to each ride. So no matter what it is, it's basically $3 extra per ride. Now that's not the greatest, but it's really not that bad. And honestly, I could use the $1.50, so it's worth it. Now, I have priority mode on. And why do I have priority mode on? It's because it says it'll give you more of a volume. If it doesn't, then it's going to give you an adjustment the next day. Because honestly, I have it. I got it on right now. I haven't really been getting a whole lot of rides. I got priority mode on. I got a $12 Lyft over here, and I guess they gave it away. I don't know, but oh well. But I'm waiting to see if I can't get a ride, because literally I haven't gotten any rides and it's kind of frustrating. But I'm trying to knock out as many as I can, because I got 72 hours to get this 60 rides, and at least get 45 so I get $97.50, and then try to 15 more and I get $52.50. Now I could have done 60 rides this weekend and got $172.50, but in 72 hours is kind of hard. But in 4 days, so 90 or 86, 96 hours is actually kind of doable. But I kind of got screwed last night, so it messed me up. But I'm literally gonna just do Lyft and try to get this challenge, because that $150 makes a huge difference. And I think it's doable, and it's kind of worth it. I mean, it's $3 extra per thing, but I got priority mode on. It's not really giving me anything, which doesn't make any sense to have priority mode on if I'm not getting any rides. So I'm gonna leave it on just in case it will adjust it. We'll see if it gives me an adjustment tomorrow, because I'm not really getting it. So now I got a ride. I'm going to take it, and let me go pick them up. All right, so I washed my car. Now I've done like 3 or 4 rides out of 45 or 60, really what I gotta do. But that's all the rides I've done yesterday, because for some reason, I guess because the game was on, it was a holiday, it was super dead. Like it wasn't busy at all. And sometimes it's just like that. Nothing you can do about it. But that's the thing too, is why I'm so against renting, because it wasn't busy. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because I don't have to worry about I gotta make a payment for next week when it comes to the vehicle. I got my car. I just pay monthly. So if there's a slow day, it doesn't matter. Now I'm still working all these days because I'm trying to pay different bills. I'm trying to do got a Airbnb, and I got all that stuff. So that kind of costs me a little bit more, adds up. But because I'm traveling, because I'm doing all that, there's nothing I can really do. So now I'm trying to go online, see if I can't make some money. Should be busy. Started earlier today for once. Was able to get everything I needed done. Well, guys, it's time for Uber Black. You guys ready? Well, let's go, guys. In Atlanta, Georgia, state number 2. Let's go. Alright, so it is Monday. Alright, so I got a challenge with Lyft, 60 trips, 150, but I got 5 days to do it, so should be able to do it. Got a late start because I had to do some laundry and stuff. And that ended up taking a lot longer than I really wanted to, but that's part of traveling. Some things I don't have the luxury a lot of people have, where, hey, let me just do it now or do it then. So I'm about to go pick up these people. Got a ride. So let me go do it. And let's go make some money. Try to do 60 trips so I can get a $150 bonus, because I didn't get the one from the weekend. trying to get 50 trips, but you know, it's all good. It happens. It's not the end of the world. This is a comfort ride, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so the first ride I did was $8.61. It was just an extra comfort ride. Now, if I get 60 rides, get 150. 45 for 97.50, 52.50 for the last 15. Now, that ends at Friday morning at 5 a.m. So I basically got 4 days to do 60 rides. That's a lot easier than doing it in 72 hours. You got pretty much, what, 84 hours? Or no, you got like 96 hours. That's a lot easier. That's like 15 rides a day. So at some point I might have to do regular Lyft if I got to kind of get that bonus. At least get the 45 would be great. But you know, it's not that easy. Like I got what, $200 in my account, and I got like 200 in a business account. So I got like $400. I got to get another week at a hotel. I got to get insurance, and I got car payment. So I got a lot of stuff I got to get. Like, you know, you see all these people on flexing on Instagram and stuff. I mean, do you ever see me flex anything? No. And if you think I'm flexing, well, you're obviously wrong, because I'm not flexing anything, guys. I'm literally just trying to show you how to build a business, or how I'm building a business from the beginning. I'm not trying to, I don't have anything to flex. I'm sitting there struggling just like you are, except for I'm showing it to you instead of everybody else. And instead of you're trying to hide or nobody knows, no, everybody knows what I'm doing. And you know what? That's fine. But that's the thing is, it's not easy. But here pretty soon, once it all gets finalized, you'll see I'll start making a lot more money. And you'll see how that investment and all that struggle and all that time actually pays off. And that's the whole point. I'm not trying to show you, you know, years from now, like, oh, look what I built, look how I did it. No, I'm showing you how I do it as I do it, taking a whole different approach than everybody else is. And plus, you know, they might have stuff to flex, so that's great. I don't have nothing to flex. Everything I have, I'm working hard for, and I'm working hard to keep it, and I'm working hard to try to make more money. And it can be difficult, it can be frustrating, but hey, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, you know? And, you know, I appreciate everybody that kind of supports it, all the people that give me, you know, support on the comments and stuff. And then, you know, you get a lot of those armchair quarterbacks that want to pick apart everything, but hey, go ahead. But you got to remember, at the end of the day, you are watching my content. So yeah, you can pick apart what I did wrong, but I mean, does it really matter at the end of the day? At least I'm showing it to you. At least I'm doing something. At least I'm trying. That's the whole point, is at least I'm trying. And it's not even trying. I'm actually going to do it. And I'm going to keep being persistent and consistent. I'm going to do it. So we're right over here in Buckhead, near Buckhead Village, near the Arts Center, right here in the good little, should be busy spot. Should be a nice spot. Sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. Right here by the Regis, there's like an art center right here. Picked up a lot of people at that Regis over the weekend. It got a nice little Italian restaurant. I picked up a young couple from there. They said it was like super good. It's been there for a very long time. They told me it's been there. There was an older couple there that literally been eating there for like 40 years, because they were like, I think they were like 25 or 24, something like that. They were in their early 20s, and they were like, yeah, they've been eating here longer than we've been alive. So, but I mean, that goes to show how good of a restaurant is. If you've been around, your restaurant, your business period's been around for over 40 years, you're obviously doing something right, because most businesses don't last that long. So that that's got to say something for the business. But that's a popular spot. I picked up a lot of people. I think there's actually quite a few restaurants in there. There's like restaurants in the place. There's bars in there, and then there's like restaurants in the little place next door. I know there's like a little steakhouse and seafood. There's like a couple different things. So I'm over here trying to get a ride. It's MLK holiday, so I don't know if a lot of people are going to be out, because they've probably been out all weekend. People got to go back to work tomorrow, so I don't know. But doesn't mean people aren't here on vacation, which honestly I wish I could have got started earlier today, because there've probably been a lot of airport trips. But Unfortunately, I had to do a bunch of laundry, and that takes a while. I don't have the luxury of just doing it when I get home like I used to. So traveling and staying where I'm at kind of has its disadvantages. But that's just part of how it is. But next week will be a little bit better because I won't have to deal with that. But nothing I can do about it right now. So fortunately, I'm going to be working late, trying to make some money. Not off to that great of a start. I got Uber and I got Lyft on. Still not really making any. Like, I did the one trip immediately, which is always a good sign to get a ride, but it's not looking too good right this second though. So I dropped her off. So I'm at 14:59. She was nice. She went to that place. I've been to that place a couple times. Forget the name of it. It's like a hookah lounge. But she says the food's great. She's like the second person that said that was good. And that's the thing is, I always ask people, like, how is that place? Because I can't go eat everywhere. I don't have the money. And two, I don't have the time to let me go try all these places. I just don't. So as an Uber driver, what you do is you ask everybody, how is that place? And then also too, by picking people up, it's good and this and that. But people are going to ask me, like, how is this place? Or is this place good? How do you know? You ask other people that you pick up from there. Or you say, hey, look, I pick up a lot of people from there, so it's got to be good. Or I pick up a lot of people from there and they say it's good. But that's how you get to be able to know and tell people about stuff. Because as a driver, you're kind of like a guide. So say I don't know this area, right? I'm not from Atlanta, obviously. But I learn it by picking people up at different places. I know what places are good. Like if I'm picking a lot of people up at one restaurant, obviously it's good because a lot of people go there. So it's got to be good. And people will give you their honest opinion when you pick them up because they're not trying to impress you. You don't work for the restaurant. So they're going to tell you like, oh, it was great. Or, it wasn't really that good. I wasn't impressed or whatever. They're going to give you your honest opinion. So that's how you figure stuff out so that when people ask you, hey, what's a good place? You can kind of tell them. I mean, when I was in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, I didn't live in those areas, but I learned what places were good by picking people up, and people would ask me, I'm like, yeah, everybody I take here says they love it, or some people say it's good, some people don't. I give them my honest opinion because, one, I'm not getting paid to sit there and promote the business, so I don't really care. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, well, this is what people have told me, or if I've eaten there, then it's like, yeah, I've eaten there, it's great. So, and everybody's taste buds are different. Everybody likes different stuff, so, you're always going to have people that might like this, might like that. But as an Uber driver, you are a guide to help people out because some people might not be from here. Some people are. Maybe they just want to know, stuff like that. So that's why people will ask you, and that's why it's always good to ask people, well, how was that place? And same with any type of business. Hey, how is that place? That's the easiest way to figure out how stuff is. That way, when people ask you, you can tell them what other people have told you. Because not necessarily it's got to be that you've been there, but you should know by picking people up how different places are, by asking people, getting that knowledge so that you can be a guide and help people. Even if you're not from the area, like I do. I'm not from here, but I still know how to help people and say, hey, well, I haven't been there yet, or yeah, I've been there, or I know what, I've had people from there, they said it was good. So that's why I always ask people, how was that place? What did you think of it? So you'll know what to tell people when they ask you. So I'm over here, I want to say it's like near Piedmont Park. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm over here like downtown or midtown. I don't know why. I say downtown, but it's called midtown. So I'm over here by the Visa building. Actually, I'm over here by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, or whatever you want to call it. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So that's where I'm at, right here. They still got the Christmas lights up, but you can see the building right there. So this is a nice little area. I actually remember when I first got here, I was sitting over there trying to do a video. But now it's like I'm so used to this area, like I know where I'm at. But I got Uber on, I got Lyft on, and not really too busy, but it's fine. It'll get busier. or it won't. But I'm still making money. I'm still making some money. I'm at $14.59. But, it could always be worse, right? Could have $0. So, as we work, right? As we work, as I'm working, trying to make some money, I got Uber and I got Lyft on. And Uber's really not doing anything. Like, I'm not really getting anything from Uber at all. With Lyft, I've obviously got 2 rides. I'm trying to get this challenge. So hopefully that pops up here soon. And I was trying to see what else I was doing. Oh, nothing. Besides that, well, I'm just waiting, trying to get more money. But if you notice how it's got this 10% and 60% bonus zones, just because there's a surge or a bonus doesn't always mean that is the area you want to go to. Now, it could be a surge or a bonus because there is an event, which a lot of times can be more of a hassle than it's worth, especially if it's a game or something, because you got to think everybody's stuck in there for a period of time, so everybody arrives at the same time, everybody leaves at the same time. It makes it difficult. But a surge or a bonus zone doesn't always mean that's where you want to go, because if it's surging or it's busy in that area, there's one or two things. Like I said, there's an event going on, or people don't like to work in that area because it's not that good of an area. So there's 2 different ways you can look at it. Now, they want to tempt you to go to that area by paying you a bonus or a surge, but the reason why they're doing that is because they need some reason to draw you to that area, because nobody wants to work in that area. So I'm getting a lot of $6 rides tonight. I'm at $20.60. So I ain't doing too bad. She was a nice lady. She was here for that. I don't even know if you can see it. She was here for that trade show last week at America's Mart. She sells stuffed animals, like the Tiny Babies type stuff, mainly to I think zoos and other places, not Disney, but. So she's from Oregon here for her office. So she was nice, but nice people. She was really nice. The guy I put up to the place, he opened the door for her because it was like a nice place. I don't mind opening the door for people, but because I'm not necessarily doing Uber Black yet, I don't necessarily always do it. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I keep going in the wrong. Okay, I'm in the right spot now. It was like a one-way kind of a curve. I had to turn around because you got all these apartments and stuff, but it's like a one-way street dead end into an apartment. But you got all these nice little spots at $20.60, guys. I am making a killing tonight. That literally, I'm gonna make enough to literally buy me a house tonight. Probably not. I'm joking. I wish. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Could you imagine getting a $100,000 ride? Bam! Be like winning the lottery. I don't think you'd ever get a $100,000 trip. I wonder what the most expensive. I know I saw what Mr. Beast did, that thing where they paid the guy, he went across country or whatever, but that was a long while back. But I'm sure there's probably been a ride that's been more money than that. Had to have been some type of expensive ride, but I'm trying to get out of here, and it's not that easy. But the lady had a nice little Airbnb. I'm still trying to talk to Airbnb myself and get them to actually get my stuff. Look at that house. Get my I keep sending them all my stuff, and they literally send me an automated message back like I never sent them anything. I don't really understand it. It's really Airbnb. And you know what? These days, I'll be honest with you, dealing with any business, all their stuff is so automated that it's actually pointless. It's actually useless. Automation is literally nothing but a waste of time. Like, they're like, oh, we're going to automate stuff, makes it so much easier. Actually, it doesn't. It made it easier when you actually talk to a person. It's really frustrating. I'm going to have to call them again tomorrow and say, look, somebody's got to do something because you guys keep sending me the same automated messages over and over. And it's frustrating. Look at that bus. Back out again, trying to make some money. Is this slow? I made $20. It's MLK day, and it is super slow, and it sucks. I don't know where everybody's at, watching a game or something. I don't know. This ain't Miami, but it's kind of rough. I don't really know what to do. It was just showing a whole bunch of, I don't know, it's busy everywhere but where I'm at. Or it's just showing whatever, but I don't know. I went back out, see if I can get some rides. If I don't get some rides, I'm going to the gym, and then I'm going to get up super early and just work an early shift because I got to make money, and this sucks. It tends to happen like that sometimes, though. It's like when you need something, you can't get it. So really, I don't have to. I got to get out of that I need it to just, I'm just working because I'm bored. That's what I got to get into. Because when you try to get something, it's like it goes away from you. So you got to do the opposite. You've got to actually, it don't matter. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drive around and just chill. I don't really care. If it's busy, great. If it's not, well, oh well. Go work out. It's not a big deal. But one thing is, I'm still out and about. Alright, so got a ride, 10:23. I'm going to pick them up and make some money. It showed it was farther away, but it's only 2 miles. It was showing like 6 miles, but maybe I was looking at not looking at the minutes. I was looking at minutes, not miles, but it's 10:23. Extra comfort. I'm gonna go do it. Got nothing else to do, so go pick her up, drop her off, see if I can get some more rides. Maybe it's gonna get busy now because it's definitely kind of slow. I don't know why my thing went off. That was weird. So dropped them off. It was actually a super quick trip, so I'm at $30.83. 4 trips, $30. You know, like sometimes you can do, like you can make that much in one trip, but you know, extra comfort does pay pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, it pays better than Uber's comfort does. Lyft XL though, I don't know if it pays as good as Uber XL, but Uber XL can pay good, and then sometimes it can not pay good. So it is just kind of dependent on what's going on. But Lyft Black up here does pay more than what it does down in Miami. I can tell you that much, because the trips I've had up here for Lyft Black, even just for half a mile, was way more than what I was getting in Miami. Because I remember in Miami I was driving 2 or 3 miles and making like $9. Like, it was horrible. But up here Lyft Black pays pretty good. It's kind of on par with what I would assume Uber Black would be. Uber Black's probably even more, because Uber does tend to pay more than Lyft does. I know Uber is more expensive for the rider in a sense than Lyft is, because that's why most people will say they use Lyft because it's cheaper. But when it comes to Black rides, I would assume Uber would probably be more expensive also because Uber's a little bit stricter than Lyft is. But that also goes so too, or I always wondered also, like especially even Miami, why wouldn't you order Lyft Black compared to ordering Uber Black if it's cheaper? You should technically get the same service for Lyft Black that you're going to get for Uber Black, but you're paying less money. So why wouldn't you just go with the cheaper? So it is cold up here in Atlanta today. I'll tell you what, it is freezing cold. But you know what? It's better than sweating, so not too bad. But it is cold, like it's super cold. I was kind of shocked. Almost gonna have to go back and put on another shirt to make sure I'm warm enough because it is freezing cold. But I still ain't got a ride in. I stopped and got gas. I stopped and did a TikTok thing for the digital card I got. I've done all kinds of stuff, and I still have not gotten a ride. It's kind of slow out here in Atlanta today. It's Tuesday. I figured starting a little earlier would be a little bit better. Sometimes I just got, like yesterday, I had to wash clothes. I kind of wasted the whole day, and I didn't get hardly any rides last night. But January is almost over. February should be better. So hopefully we can make some money today. But you know, it's whatever, just keep working. I mean, I work every day pretty much. I didn't work Sunday. Probably wish I would have now. And that's why I don't take a day off. It's because I feel like if I take a day off, then it's like slow. And it's like I should have at least worked that day and made some money. And I don't know. It's like I don't like to stop working. Sometimes I don't have a choice. And it literally just kind of drives me crazy because it's like, dang, I'm really trying to make some money, and then, you know, something happens and I can't or whatever. But it's frustrating. But I always feel like I gotta work. It's like I can't ever feel like I can just take a day off and relax, and it's hard like that. Like I'm used to having a job where you could only work so much, and they'd be like, all right, you gotta have a day off. So it was almost like nothing you could do about it. They got this road closed. All right, so right here by the Perimeter Mall, trying to find a ride. Nothing so far, but hopefully it gets busy. Hopefully I make some money. Should be an issue. But my real main thing though is hoping to hear back from the DDS. I got my Georgia license, like the hard copy. I got it now. Now I'm just waiting on the approval for the DDS, and then I actually got to contact the lady back about my business registration. I think I have to put it in all caps. I put it in like I didn't put it in all caps. I guess that's the thing with doing all this paperwork to register stuff. It's literally super specific when it comes to registering anything. Like one little dash, one little missing LLC, or if it's not capitalized, all that makes a huge difference. And it's frustrating, but it's not like I got to pay $200 something again. I just have to actually email the lady back, figure out exactly what was wrong, and then file it again, and I'll be good. I couldn't do it yesterday because of the holiday, so nothing was open, and I actually got to redo it. I forgot. But that's the thing, I have so much going on. Can't always remember everything. It makes it kind of hard. But could be worse. Could be way worse. So I ain't complaining. Now I'm just driving around trying to make some money. Alright, so it's like 1:17. I drove around earlier, didn't get one ride, forgot I had it on, went into Walmart to grab some groceries, just to grab some food to make some sandwiches, because I'm not spending money on drinks or food for a while, just because I should have done that a long time ago. But I didn't get no rides. Then I ended up getting one request for like $7 from Lyft. I go to hit it, it says, oh, you missed it. I'm like, how? I literally hit it right when it started. I don't know if it glitched or what it did, but it's frustrating because it's like, you know, I'm trying to make some money, and it's like, dang, I got this mint in my mouth. Tell you what, these things work wonders. It's these Neuro mints. I like them better than the gum, and I'll tell you what, it gives me the energy to keep going. So link in the description, guys. All right, so I turned on all tiers for Lyft. I really got no choice because of the fact that I'm not really getting any rides. Now, I'm not going to do any shared rides, but I do want some extra comfort. I'm not really dressed, so to say, for black, but I don't get them enough to really make that big of a difference at this moment. But as soon as I get the okay and everything's good, I'll be fine. So we'll see what happens then. As soon as that happens, I tell you what, it's on. Be dressed up every day, make a lot more money, and recoup a lot of this money I spent. But you know, like I always say, that's the buy-in cost. That's all it is. So today, let's try to make some money. Because the reason why I'm really focusing on Lyft is just because I'm trying to hit this bonus. Because I'll tell you what, $150 bonus, I could really use that. And it's very rare they give you a decent bonus, and it can't hurt. So let's see what they give me. Try to make some money. So I got one. It's like $7. So I'm gonna go pick her up, drop her off, start making some money. All right, so I dropped her off. Now I got another regular Lyft ride for like $5 added to the queue. So go pick them up, and I guess just keep doing Lyft rides as much as I got to, whatever I got to do, whatever it sends me, so I can try to knock out 60 rides. Well, he canceled the ride, so I got $2 for it. I don't know why, but might have found another ride. That happens sometimes because it was only a Lyft ride, so it wasn't like it was XL. A lot of times I'll get XL rides and I've had them cancel was because they saw the car and they thought that it was they thought that it wasn't that it was good. It had a match for like $23, but it wasn't really worth it. So I wonder if I turn priority on, does that hurt my chances of getting a black ride or extra comfort? Does it boost me getting more rides? Because from the research I've done, priority mode actually pays you less money, but it gives you more volume. So since I got to do 60 rides, would it be worth turning on priority mode? That even though it's probably paying me less, I still will get it back in return for hitting the bonus. What do you think? Should I try it out just to do it, just to see what happens? It might be worth doing. Let's try it. Because if it gives me more, right? If it gives me more volume, it doesn't pay me as much, but it gives me more volume, but I reach the 60 rides to get $150, then maybe it would be worth taking less because I get a priority. All right, so this is what priority mode is. It says turn it on. Means you'll get paid less per ride, but you get more in volume, which should make more. Now, if you don't make more in an hour, then what it will do is actually adjust your earnings. So I wonder how true that is. But how do you know if you're making more or not? Like, how does that, So that makes me wonder. But we're going to try it out because I obviously only did like 4 rides last night. And because it was super dead, I should have just did regular Lyft and done 10 of them. But I don't know. I was just kind of in a blah mood, and it was just, I actually had turned it on, but the rides I were getting were so trash. Today the rides I've been getting aren't quite as bad. That 23 ride dollar one was like 20 miles, but it was going way west of town. Then I'd be way out somewhere. I'm not really trying to go way out I'm not really trying to go west of town, way out southwest or something. But we're gonna take this ride though. 866. The one thing you can do with Lyft that you can't do with Uber is it's gonna give you a picture most times, not always. It tells you how many rides they've done, the rating, and how many years they've been a part of Lyft. So that's kind of good. I mean, I don't really necessarily always pay attention, and it could be somebody else they ordered the ride for, so you never really know. But, a lot of people make the argument of, well, they see our picture, why can't we see theirs? And then people will have crazy names, and sometimes it's like, you have all my information. Why don't I have a picture so I know who you are? But at the same time, they might be ordering a ride for somebody else, so even having a picture of them doesn't necessarily matter. But at the same time, I mean, I could see it more like if you were a female, like a woman driver, it might be more of a safety thing, so I can understand it. It's a lot different when it comes from a guy like me, from my perspective, because a lot of things that maybe a woman would be more cautious about, I don't really care. I don't really have any issues, never had. A lot of people are like, what's the craziest thing happened? Really, and somebody threw up in the car, that's about it. I mean, I don't get nothing crazy because I'm a guy and most people won't try stuff like that. I have a dash cam, so they know it's not really worth trying to do it because I have proof and because I'm pretty much not going to deal with it. And you'll have more of an issue trying to do something than you would if you just, didn't. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna deal with it, and it's not gonna go as you think it will. So, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I'm gonna protect myself. But that's the thing is, it's different over women because girls smaller than a guy and this and that. I mean, I go to the gym, whatever. I don't know. Not necessarily like it always matters, but still, like that's why I quit wearing a white beater when I was doing Uber. Well, I mean, more of them I'm doing Uber Black, but because it was kind of, some people I was like, pick up a girl, I was like, oh, this might be kind of intimidating. It's different if I'm picking up food, but picking up people, it gotta be at least a little, not like you just left the gym type of deal. But let me pick this guy up real quick. All right, so I dropped that guy off at the CDC. The CDC, I didn't even know that's what it was, but it's set up like going to an army base because they got barricades, certain ways to go. I didn't realize that's what it was. I thought it was like a hospital or something, because Lyft doesn't tell you where you're dropping them off at. That's the only thing that Lyft needs to do is exactly tell you the exact place, the name of the business, not just the address, but say you're going to this place. Because how am I supposed to know it's CDC? But I've done military bases, and yeah, you can't. Well, in the military base you can't get on. I had to fill out a form to be able to get approved to go on the base. And then when I first started, you couldn't even do it. They had actually changed it, but I never did it because there was no point of going on the base. Everybody had already would order a ride at the outside of the base anyway. So what's the point? And going and do it was such a hassle. It wasn't. I wasn't doing that many rides to really make it worth going through the hassle it was going to get permission from the Army. So I didn't even bother with it. So I'm right here at Emory University Hospital. That's a pretty cool little bridge right there. But probably wouldn't want to be in there anyways. So if you're going down it or something, probably wouldn't, necessarily be something you'd want to be doing unless you work there, because that obviously means you're there for a reason and you don't. Trust me, hospital is the last place you want to be unless you're working, like unless you're a doctor, you're a nurse. But trust me, when I was at the hospital, when I had cancer, I hated it. It sucked, because it's like, it's almost like being locked up. Like, you can't just leave. I mean, I would go there to get chemo, and then they would let me go. But even then, I had to, like, I mean, there was one time we literally had to, like, escape because I had a benefit that we were doing up in Brunswick, and this was in Orlando, so we had a benefit, and I had to go get a blood transfusion because I had something happen. I forget. I don't know if it was because I had the MRSA or something with the port. It was something happened. So I had to go do a blood transfusion. I'd stay overnight. It'd take me in a hospital. Well, to leave the hospital, they've got to wheel you out. They've got to, I forget what it's called, but they've got to pretty much do all the paperwork for you to leave. Whatever, you know what it's called. But they were taking forever. And, like, we were running late, and we still had to drive, like, 4 hours. So basically, I told my ex-wife, I said, go down there and get the car, and then I'm gonna tell them we're going for a walk, take the bag stuff down there, and then we'll just leave. And that's what we did. She went and put stuff in the car, and then I told the nurse, I said, I'm gonna go outside, smoke a cigarette or something, like, because I smoked back then. And went and we escaped and never came back. I don't think they were too happy about it, but it wasn't like I was doing chemo. It was literally just a blood transfusion. Everything was done. I wasn't hooked up to anything. It was literally their procedures and policies, but we were kind of on a time crunch because we had stuff to do, because we had to benefit, because they did a couple of benefits for us. Like, did one at work in Orlando, and then one in Brunswick. But it helped because, like, I couldn't work, and I was making most of the money. I mean, she worked too, but, you know, I made more at the restaurant I was at compared to she did. And then plus she had to take off to take care of me and do all that. So luckily we had a benefit. It kind of helped with different stuff. It really made a difference. But yeah, that's when we had to escape the hospital. So look at these houses right here. It's a nice little area. See how, like, the yard is? Like, it's literally like drop-offs. There's a golf course across the street, but got some nice houses right there. So this is North Decatur, little 5 Points, North Highlands. It's like in the middle of all that area. It's kind of in the middle of all that right there. But you're gonna see these nice little houses. They're not, I don't know why I always say little houses, because they're definitely not little houses. I don't think any of the houses I've ever showed on here were like little houses. And look at that one. Bam! Way back there. That's a huge house. See how big that house back there? That is the mansion. I forget the name of the guy that owns that place. I think his name is Bill Johnson. No, I was just joking, but that's like a hospital or something. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty big. So I'm going to take a left so I can get out of here. Alright, so I had got a queue after I dropped that guy off. He was from California. But when I got it, it had these pickup instructions, 8th floor, all this crazy stuff. So I canceled the ride because it was almost like I was picking up a package, not picking up a person. Like, I'm not coming to the 8th floor, and then, like, just whatever they had going on, it was just too much. And I was like, something was just off about it. And that's the kind of stuff when you're doing regular Uber, regular Lyft. I had to make sure it wasn't a shared ride. But that's when you'll get stuff that's just, I mean, I understand when people send me the gate code stuff, but when you start to make things a little difficult, and you'll get these, like, it might have been like a medical ride, I'm not dealing with it. I'm going to cancel, because I just ain't got time for all that. It's just too much of a hassle. I'm just trying to pick people up. I'm not trying to go through a million different things to pick the people up. It just doesn't make any sense. So I had to cancel, which, you know, it's no big deal. Somebody else will pick her up. I'm going to pick up this other person. I got a priority mode one, but I'm going to turn off my priority mode because I feel like I'm not getting enough. So it's not worth it. So I canceled that one too because it's from a hospital. I can't see where the person's at. I'm not dealing with all that. I'm sorry, but a hospital always ends up being too much of a hassle. Like, I've picked people up from the hospital, like extra comfort and stuff. But anytime I'm doing Uber and I'm doing Lyft, it's a lot of headaches. It's just a pain. And it was like a priority mode one to where I'm not even getting paid that much. I turned priority mode off. I canceled the ride because I didn't know what the name was. I couldn't see where they're at, so I'm guessing it was a medical ride. I'm not doing it, so I just canceled. I don't really care. Like, it's really frustrating. I got to get away from hospitals and all that stuff because Lyft is really just frustrating right now. That's why I like doing the higher tiers, because you don't have to deal with all this stuff. It's a lot less headache and a lot more money. Because when I go back to doing like just normal Uber and Lyft, especially during normal business hours during the week, it turns into a lot of issues sometimes. It's so frustrating. But hey, it's whatever. I don't really care. I mean, I really don't. I'm at 7 rides, so I'm just trying to knock out as many rides as possible, make some money. I hate canceling, but hey, it's not a big deal. I'll cancel if I have to, because I'm not worried about a tier. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. The only thing I'm worried about is making money. And if Uber and Lyft didn't have such crazy rides sometimes, it would be easier to make money. But whatever. Because I don't like doing all that, because I feel like I literally just wasted like 15 minutes with back-to-back rides that literally were nothing. They weren't even worth it in the first place, and then just ended up confusing me and just causing more issues. And it's just aggravating. I didn't know there was a Hard Rock right there. And also too, the lady had some weird name on there, or person. I don't even know if it was a guy or girl. But when you do an account, just put your name. Like, it's literally not that hard. Just put your name and do that. Because it's frustrating when I got to go to a place like that. They ask me what's the name. I don't even know what the name is because it's some weird whatever. So if you just put your name instead of trying to be cool or whatever, it makes it easier. And then plus, it didn't show where they're at, so it's probably through a business, and it was probably a medical ride because it was from the hospital, so it had to have been. But it doesn't do like Uber does, where it says this organization, where I know immediately I just cancel. It actually has me going there, so I just canceled. I mean, it was frustrating. I looked at 2 robots. They must have been on break because they were sitting against the wall. I had seen them out here having a meeting one day. I was going to run up on them, but I didn't. So I'm going to take that one. It's like $6. Ain't too bad. I mean, it's not a lot, but the other ones I were getting were like $11, but it's going way southeast of even here, and I'm on the like lower end of Atlanta. I need to get back to the north end of Atlanta. I'm too far south. I need to go back farther north. So I'm taking her up to Midtown, and I'm going to try to work my way back up that way, because then I can just kind of take every ride and get, or all the decent rides up there, but not trying to go too far to whatever unless it's like something really, really worth it. Alrighty, so I dropped her off, but now I got to figure out how to get out of here because I turned down the wrong thing. And I'm gonna have to wait till these people come out of here so I can back out. But she was nice. She lives downtown and she takes Uber and Lyft everywhere. But the way she explained it, it's like living in New York. If you live downtown, you work downtown, well, you can take Uber and Lyft to save money, because you don't necessarily, because her parking and doing all that costs her just as much. Probably save money by doing Uber and Lyft than actually owning a car at the park and all that. So I had this ride, right? And it's $9.01. It was actually $8. It was actually $8 when I tried to accept it. It was like $8.17. And it said no longer available. It didn't give it to me. So I said, okay, whatever. Then it pops back up on the little thing saying you can request it as a match. I didn't even hit it. It comes back to me at $9.01. So with Lyft, it actually came back to me for more money, surprisingly. than what it did with originally when I actually tried to take it. So that was kind of weird. Like, I wanted to take it for less and it gave it back to me for more. So I was like, you know what, I can't complain. When it came back as like an exclusive or whatever, Lyft's a little bit different, but when it came back to me for more money, I said, you know what, I'm definitely going to take it now because you're paying me almost $1 more. I took priority mode off because I was like, look, I'm not going to be cheap. It's not even busier. It's not even giving me more rides being on more priority mode. So I turned it off. I was like, it ain't worth it. But I'm at 8. This will be 9 rides. So I got to do 51 more rides. But I'm going to knock them out. It's only 4 o'clock. I'm going to try and do about 20 rides today. If I can get to 20, I need 11 more rides. At least. If I can do more than that, great. Because, I'll work late. I don't mind. I want to make I've only made $30, so this will put me at 40. If I can make $150, $200, I'll be happy because I need to make some money. I got bills coming up, got bills to pay. But here soon, I'm just riding it out, just sticking it out until the permit comes through officially, and then I can start doing Uber Black and Lyft Black. But I got my license though. All right, so yeah, I had to go do schoolwork real quick because I had to get that done. Plus 5 o'clock traffic, I hate getting stuck in it. So I'm at $43.20. I've done 5 rides, doing Uber, I'm doing Lyft, I'm doing all the tiers. It's giving me more Lyft and it's giving me, I haven't got any extra comfort, no black, nothing. But I'm just doing, and that's the thing is when you do all tiers, it's going to give you more Lyft than anything else. But right now, it's more make some money, get this challenge done, or try to get black rides. I've been doing pretty good with the other stuff. It's been giving me stuff. I've been making money, but yesterday I didn't really do much, and I got to make some money. I can't just sit there and be picky. It's either make money or just do nothing, and I'd rather make money because I can't afford to do nothing. You just can't. So I got to keep doing what I got to do. I got to keep making some money. So I got Lyft on. I'm trying to knock out some rides. I'm gonna work late if I got to. I don't really care. I really don't. I wish last night I would have just it would have been busier, but I just kind of run into a couple bad days, and then I didn't work Sunday, which, from now on I'm not taking a day off. I'm not doing it because it's like I take a day off and I get behind for some reason. I don't know why. It's just that's the whole reason of moving up to black, so I don't have to rely on this app. So I'm not worried about is it going to be busy today? No, I'll have stuff lined up, and it's better that way, and that's why I do it. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I spend all this money. It just sucks because I'm stuck in that limbo, that window of, you just spend all this money, but you got to wait. And it's like, it's kind of crazy because it's like I got to spend all this money, and then I got to wait, and it's kind of hard because going down to this when I'm paying 3 times more money is difficult. But if you're renting, you're not making that much more anyway. So it's one of those things where, you know what? It sucks right now, but it's going to get better. And that's the only thing that kind of keeps me going is it's going to get better. And, it's just one of those things where you just got to tough out that. If you think about it, a few weeks is a small window of toughing it out to a bigger reward of making more money in a long-term frame. 2-3 months from now, I'll be like, it was the best thing I ever did, the best decision I ever made. I'm making so much money. I'm doing it so much easier. I'll be so happy. And I'll look back on this and I'll be like, man, that did suck. And I'm glad I don't have to deal with that no more. And I slowly, as every day goes by, I'm a day closer. So let's start making some money. All right, so earlier, I turned on priority mode earlier today. I said, you know what? If I do priority mode, it gives me rides at a cheaper price, but it gives me more of a volume. I'm trying to complete a challenge. So maybe if I do that extra $3, even though it's less money, if it's getting me busy, I got a black ride. I'm going to take it. I'm not even dressed for black, but it's all good. But think about it like this, right? I do that, right? And now it's not giving me that volume. Why would it not give me that volume? Because it's manufacturing a scarcity of rides so that I hit priority, so that it can pay me less money and give me the same ride. See, that's the thing. When you're at the mercy of the app, it literally controls how busy it is for you, and it controls the scarcity to the client. It tells them, oh, it's not that, it's super, we don't have any drivers out there right now, it's slow or whatever. And then you'll pay a higher tier just to get a ride when you don't have to. So it controls the scarcity for the drivers of, oh, there's not that much ride volume out there, there's too many drivers. And then it does the same thing for the riders. So it basically forces you to turn priority mode on. So I made the mistake of turning priority mode on when I never should have, because now it wants me to, it's gonna force it to be scarce, and then literally it's going to make me do priority mode, even though I don't want to, but I'm not going to. It just gave me a black ride, and it's funny because I'm not even dressed up. It's like the first black ride I've had in like 3 days, but it's all good because I don't get them that much. So I'll dress up some tomorrow, but it's been so slow. I've been doing regular Uber, or regular Lyft. But let me go pick up this person. I gotta go open the door, greet them, all that stuff. So I just did a black car ride, $20. I got a $20 black car ride, but look at me. I'm not prepared for it. I've been doing Lyft all day. But that's the thing, like I even kind of told her, I said, sorry, I wasn't expecting a black car ride. And I didn't really go into detail. She didn't really ask. She's like, it doesn't matter, it's fine. But this is the thing, right? The reason why I'm gonna go home and change, take this off, do my hair stuff, but the reason why it matters, even if she doesn't necessarily care, because I just dropped her off in a parking lot, so it wasn't, any big deal. But the thing is this, right? If she was going to dinner and she was meeting people, she orders black car ride, so it looks good, she's all dressed up, whatever, right? You're an extension of that client, so you represent that client. You're like the first thing people see before they see that client. So that's the whole point of being dressed up. The only reason I'm like this, because I wasn't wearing a suit or doing anything like I normally have been doing, is because I'm literally just doing Lyft, just trying to do this challenge, because it only gives me 1, 2, I think the most it's given me is 3 in one shift. So it doesn't give them to me enough to make me want to have to go dry clean my suit right now like 2-3 times a week and spend that extra money when I could just wash clothes. That's the main point. So it's not too cold. I might just throw on some dress pants and a dress shirt. That's what I might do. I'm gonna change just in case. I'm gonna be out pretty late. I'm gonna make money. I might. All right, so I gotta go home and change. I gotta dress a little bit better. Of course, I've been doing Lyft all day. I got all the tiers on, and I get a black ride, and it was like $19. I wonder why it went up. She didn't give me a tip. That's weird. But it was $19. She was nice, but I told her, I said, yeah, wasn't expecting the black ride. She goes, it's fine. I didn't really say nothing really much more than that. But the thing is this, right? Even if you're doing Lyft, but when you have all the tiers on and you have black access, even though it only gives them to me every blue moon, I still got to be prepared for it. So I'm dressed like this, so I'm going to go and wear like a different jacket, wear like a better shirt, I got a better polo jacket than this. I'm going to take the hat off and then wear some better shoes. The jeans are fine. So it looks a little bit more casual business. So in case I do happen to get one more black ride, I look a little bit better. Because this is the thing, and you might be thinking, well, if they don't care, what's it matter? It's not really that they care all the time, but when you're doing black car service, you are a representation of that client. So if they're going to dinner, I just dropped her off in the parking lot. She was meeting her boyfriend. So it wasn't like I was dropping her off at a place for dinner. They were going in somewhere, but it was in the back, so nobody's seen it. But that's the thing is, if I go pick somebody else up, I'm dressed like this, they order a black ride, they're going to a formal dinner even though it's a Tuesday night, that they order that black car service so they look like, it looks good. So when you step out the car, you're an extension of them. So me dressed like this, not really black car service looking. So I gotta go change a little bit. I just wasn't expecting it because I've been doing Uber all day or Lyft all day, and I'm literally have all the tiers on. I haven't had any extra comfort, nothing. And all of a sudden I get a black car ride. $20 though, so now I'm up to $62, so I can't complain about that. But, yeah. So, it kind of sucks. It says, get back on track for Lyft rewards. I don't care about your rewards, Lyft. I don't. It says, you accepted fewer rides than most drivers in your city this week. You wonder why? Because I've been doing Uber and Lyft. And because I'm doing premium tiers Lyft. And I'm not doing priority mode. But, so I've done 10 out of 45 rides. I've literally got to do 11. I want to do 11 to 15 more rides tonight at least. I want to do as many as possible because I want to hit this 60. And I got 2 more days after this to do it. So let me go home real quick, change. It takes like 2 seconds, do my hair, and then bam. So I've done 7 rides, right? Now, I'm done 11 out of 45. I gotta do 60 by Friday at 4 a.m. in order to get $150 extra. But I'm out here working and I'm grinding and I'm like, I spent all this money and I'm just doing regular Lyft. Like I get some black rides here and there, but like I literally, all these people show all this stuff. Like I just got a ride, I'm gonna take it. But all these people flash all this money on TikTok, Instagram and stuff. But if you guys have noticed about me is I don't flash money. I don't have money to flash. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to build a business and I'm trying to show you guys how it is. It's not easy. But sometimes, it's almost like people laugh at it, but it's like, what? So I don't get any respect because I don't have tons of money? You probably don't either. Yet you're laughing at me because I'm not flashing all this money like everybody else, but you're in the same situation or worse than I am. So at least respect the hustle. And at least I'm trying to build a business. But I'm also showing you everything that it takes to do it. And I'm showing from the beginning, A lot of people just show like, oh, this is 3 years ago I built this business. Well, listen, I started like a year ago and I'm slowly building it and I still got a lot and I've actually made it to where now I'm doing rides and stuff. It was more just advertising. Now it's a lot different. I got a channel, I got all this. So I've actually grown, but I haven't even really still made any money. And my biggest thing is doing the black rides. This is how I make my money. But that's the thing is, everybody's so used to seeing everybody else flash money, but why do I have to flash money to get respect from people? I mean, I'm in the same situation you are, or better. I mean, maybe you're just jealous because I got a decent car, but I'm paying for it. It's not like it was, it's not paid off. I still make payments. Like I still struggle like everybody else. And that's the thing is, it seems like you only get respect if you got tons of money and you flash it in everybody's face. And I almost feel like the only reason why people respect you is because they'll follow you or do whatever because they hope that you'll give them some. Well, listen, I ain't got no money to give nobody. All I'm trying to do is hustle and build my own brand, build my own business. And I'm trying to work hard to do it and showing you guys how you can do it if you want. But, most people don't want to do it. Too lazy. I'm not lazy. I like working. I work hard and I'm persistent. That's the one thing is I don't stop no matter what. All right, so I'm at $80. I did 8 rides tonight. I'm at 12 out of the 45. So I really got to get down to, I want to get to at least 20, possibly 25. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I just had like a $4 one pop up. I didn't take it because, yeah, it knocks off a notch, but it's starting to get like $4. Like I'm chasing $150 and I'm doing $4 rides. What's 4 times 60 is $240. That's not very much money if I'm just doing $4 rides. So gotta get at least $8, $9 rides like I'm getting. So at least then I'm getting $600. Think about it. 600 versus 240. That's almost double. Big difference. And then on top of that, 150. So that'd be 750. Compared to doing 350 or like 490. It's like 390 because what 4 times 60 is 240 plus 150, that's $390. And if I do, say, 8 times 60, what's 8 times 6? 8 times 6 is 48, right? So 480 plus 150, that's 580. That is $630. That's a huge difference. Now that's $5. It's only a mile, so I'll take it. Because I'm only picking them up, taking them a mile. I'll do that one because 5 is better than 4, but gotta make some money. 5 is kind of really as low as I really need to go. Like $4 is definitely no. But it sucks because doing regular Lyft or having all these tiers on, it's not giving me premium rides as much. Like I had one black ride. It's gonna send me more Lyft rides than it's gonna send me anything else because there's a higher volume of it. But if I had Lyft off and I was doing only premium tiers like I've been doing, it'd have no choice but to send me those. Now they still don't come quite as often, but I am trying to knock off some of these things. Like even if I'm making $8, $9, $5 here and there is fine, but if I can make $8, $9, $15, it makes a huge difference. But $5 rides, like the quick short ones, they're not bad, but I can't do but so many of them, you know? Like I gotta make money at the same time. I can't just be necessarily chasing a quota. And that's the hard thing about a quota, is sometimes when you have a quota, you get wrapped up in just taking whatever to do the quota instead of thinking about what would be better. Now, necessarily like say like a $300 ride pop up and it was like 150, like it was worth it. Like it was one of those long rides, but it was worth it. Even though I have a quota to meet, I'd take it. Because the quota at the end of the day isn't going to pay the bills as much as that actual high-paying ride would be. Now, it'd be great, wouldn't it, get a black ride that was going to Nashville or something. Like, that'd be awesome. Which, hopefully once I gain access fully to Uber Black and Lyft Black, I will get some rides like that so I can make some money. Which I've got to go back over all my prices and stuff. Like I've been working on all that. I just haven't really sat down and like necessarily, I've kind of revisited it a couple times, but I've, you know, because I've been so distracted with everything else, I haven't really focused on it that much because I've been more worried about getting access to it than I am. It's harder to worry about something when you can't do it than when you can do it. That's when it's like, all right, now it's really important. But right now, it's not necessarily that important. But let me go pick this person up. Got another ride. I don't know why it does. There it goes. This one's $4.55. But it's literally only like a mile. The only reason why I did it, because it was like super close, and it's super close to drop off. I thought it was more than that. I didn't know it was $4.45. I thought it was like more than that. So that's not good, but whatever. It's one more notch. I'm tired of these $4 rides though. Like I've done a few of them and I'm really getting tired of them. Like that's why I like the premium stuff, because you don't get these cheaper. Like it's not that far, but I've done less rides for $15. You know, those add up. So I picked up that guy. He was real nice. You know, like sometimes even though those like smaller rides don't pay a lot, seems like you get a lot of nice people sometimes, and it kind of makes it worth it. Like I knocked one off the quota. Nice guy, is really nice. He had like a shoulder surgery, so it was a little slow to get in. And you know, a lot of people will be, they'll be like, hey, you know, give me a second or whatever. And you know, I'm never in a rush. Listen, I'm never in a rush. I'm not like, hey, hurry up, we got to go. I'm not trying to race off to the next ride. Never have to. I'm never worried about that. And a lot of people appreciate that. But I get a lot of people that be like, just give me a second, or hey, I'm coming down, I'll be there. Listen, I'm good. As long as you're not taking like 15, 20 minutes, then, you know, I'm in no rush. And especially I've had people say that with a black ride. And when you order Lyft Black, you get a longer period of time. I think you almost get like 8 minutes. You might even get longer than that. But you get a longer period of time because you're paying more money, and you should, because you're paying more money. But you know, I'm never really in a rush. Like I'm not we got nowhere else to go. Like, I've had people say, thank you for waiting, or thank you for stopping here for me. And I'm like, listen, where else do I have to go? I'm just going to go pick up somebody else somewhere else. So you paid for the ride. All I want to do is get you to wherever you wanted to go safely. And if you need to stop for something, if you need to turn around and go back and get something, I ain't got no problem with it. I've literally stopped and taken people back to go get their wallet or their ID or whatever. I don't care. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm here to help. It's not that big. Drop those guys off. Now I got a $6 ride. So, $6 ride, drop them, and go pick up this guy. Keep getting these short $6, $5, $8 rides, but slowly making some money. So, could be worse. So, it could be worse. Knocking off some of the notch, but it's going to be doing a lot of driving. It's a lot of people in and out. So I'm going to have to stop after this one and make sure everything. I might have to get the vacuum out, kind of vacuum it real quick. Because when you get a lot of people in and out, you got to stop and check. Because you'd be surprised, like little dirt from people's shoes, whatever. But that's why I have a little handheld vac, which honestly need to buy another one. Because I've had that one for a while. Probably need to get another one. Maybe see if I could even get a smaller one. But I mean, it's not that big, but try to get a little bit smaller if possible. Maybe get a little bit better one, but because after a while it just gets old. It's like a vacuum. It doesn't work as good. You gotta take it apart, dump it out, and then it's just like, so it's definitely about time to get a new one. But it's a must-have. And when you've got an SUV like this, you got that little compartment you can put stuff in. It's great because it's so easy for me to keep cleaning supplies in it. Because before, I didn't have a compartment like that. In my CRV, I didn't have anything but a spare tire, so I couldn't really keep anything like that in my car. So it makes a huge difference having that. I can only imagine what Escalade or Suburban's got, because you got such a bigger space in the back. But definitely makes it easy to keep all the stuff so I can keep it tidy and keep it clean in between. Because when you do a lot of these rides like this, trust me, it gets dirty kind of fast. And I'm not talking about like real dirty, but enough to where when they open the door and the lights on, they can see the ground, the floor mats dirty, which is the big reason why I bought these floor mats. Was because it comes with carpet and you don't want to have to vacuum that out all the time. And if it's wet, dirt, whatever, it's hard to get out of it. But I did buy the Cadillac ones, which were like $600. I didn't realize how expensive they were. But the only reason I bought them was because I was doing Uber Black, so I wanted to have that Cadillac. And because I looked at the WeatherTech and all those, and those are probably good too, but they just didn't look quite as nice. And I didn't realize how expensive the Cadillac brand stuff was. But the main thing was, I wanted to make sure that I had, it looked really good, because doing black car service, you kind of want to go above and beyond. That's why I got the windows tinted, I mean, those little things make a huge difference and a big impression on people, and that's why. All right, so I'm at 101.39, but knocking out some rides, getting there. You know what? This gas ain't cheap enough. $2.78, but it's not that cheap, so I'm not gonna do it. All right, so the girl canceled on me, but it's whatever. She wasn't going that far, so maybe she changed her mind. I don't know. Saved me a hassle of driving over there for $4. I got a $10 ride, so I'm gonna go pick them up, drop them off. Somebody just gave me a tip, so I'm at like $104, 11 trips. Knock out some more trips. I've been online like 7 hours, which to make $100. See, I'm telling you guys, like, you think, work 12-hour days, you make all this. Working more hours doesn't necessarily mean you're making more money. It doesn't. It's more about the right rides, premium tiers, all that makes a huge difference. You work less hours, make more money, less hassle, less BS. It's just so much easier. I really miss Premiere. It made it a lot easier. But, I gave up Premiere to do Black and I'm almost there. So just gotta rough it out. Another week. Hopefully it's by the end of the week I'll have it. I'll be so happy. I'll tell you what, any day now I'll check email, good to go, and I'll be so happy. So I dropped them off at the ER at Emory. But the thing is what I don't like about Lyft is it doesn't tell you the destination. Like, I don't know she's going to the ER. I'm just going to where the pin goes. It doesn't tell me where she's going. And then she goes, we passed it because whatever direction she put in there wasn't the ER. It was some other spot that we can't even get into. And so I dropped her off at the ER, but the problem was I would have done it the first time. We could have saved driving to a pointless destination. It's a problem with Lyft, man. Lyft doesn't really give you enough information. I gotta get out of here because this area sucks. Not the sucks, but there's nothing over here. I gotta go back over to Linux because this area's slow. But tired, kind of worn out. Working for hours and made $114. This has been the hardest $114 I think I've ever made. Alright, so I got a $5 lift. I mean, these $5 lifts are killing me because it's literally pointless. One person after another. Alright, so I done 14 rides. I did 18 out of 45. I only made $124. I've done so many $4-5 rides. Like, it's just... Like, think about it. You do $25 rides, and you make $100. That's a lot of people in and out of your car for $100. And it's kind of like hard. Like, I don't mind doing them here and there, but to get so many of them, it's hard. Like, at least with like Premier, you were doing $8.99. Black, I mean, doing $15. That's a huge difference. But like I say, gotta rough it out. Just one more week. Any day now I'll get that email saying, hey, you're approved. Because I checked it today and I didn't. Actually, I didn't even. I checked it yesterday. It was a holiday, so they didn't even. I gotta see. Because I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to try to figure out how to upload it. But like, all right, what do I do now? I'm good to go. And I actually got to email the lady back about the business too. But, because I have to redo it, just capital letters, business. I think I'm gonna go to the gym because it's Tuesday, so doing that many rides on a Tuesday wasn't too bad. Tomorrow I could start early and just I'm gonna do Uber and Lyft. Try to do 20 Lyft rides tomorrow, and then do some Uber rides. I got a $12 Lyft, $10 to Roswell, and then take them to Smyrna. I'm not doing all that. Yeah, I missed that request Lyft because it was trash. See, when I get up this high in Sandy Springs, I get like crazy long trips. And they really ain't worth it. Like that $5 trip was literally, I picked them up and I dropped them off. Like, it wasn't way too far. Yeah, it was $5, but I only went 4 or 5 miles. That was $10, but I got to go 10 miles, pick them up, and 12 miles to drop them off. That's definitely not worth it. Well, guys, it's time for Uber Black. You guys ready? Well, let's go, guys. Atlanta, Georgia, state number 2. Let's go.